Hello, I'm Vero, and welcome to another budget video. First, we're going to go over our goals for the year and then do a little recap for this month. Then we're going to go over any extra goals that I might have for the final month of 2025. And then we're going to go over how we did on our budget. So let's just jump into it. All right, so here is my yearly goals page. We're going to go over each item for the month of November, which is a turkey leg because Thanksgiving. So first off, save $500 to $1,500 a month. I did do that, so we will check that one off. Stick to monthly budget, kind of. So we're gonna check it off. Read 2 to 3 books a month, 30 total for the year. I did read 2. I definitely need to read a lot of books in December to catch up to hit 30. I think I'm at like 22 books for the year right now, so we need to kick it into high gear in December. Use phone/tech less, especially before bed. I've been doing that. Work out consistently 1 to 3 times a week. I've been moving my body more, so I'll consider that. Cook more meals, order out less. I did end up signing up for HelloFresh for the month of November, although I did cancel it for next week, so the first week in December, because I've been having ingredient issues and just like getting the wrong items, but it did make it so I was cooking more. So I'm really happy with that. But I am going to try Marley Spoon for December, so we'll see how that one is. Try 1 new recipe a month. I tried a lot of new recipes this month because I had HelloFresh, so that was really nice. Upload a vlog channel 2 to 3 times a month. I did that. Upload 1 long form video /5 times clips a week to gaming channel a month. I did not upload anything long form, but I have been consistent with only uploading my gaming clips, so I'm happy with that. All right, so here is our recap for November. We watched a lot of movies and we watched a lot of TV shows, so let's get into those. So we started season 1 of Sheriff Country, which is on Paramount Plus. It's in its first season and it's currently still airing, and I'm really enjoying it. It just came out and I think it's really good. Season 9 of 911 is currently airing. I've been watching that. Season 1 of 911 Nashville has been airing. It's not as good as 911, but it's entertaining enough. I started watching Doc season 1 and season 2. Season 2 is currently airing, which you can watch on Hulu. You can also see season 1 on Netflix as well as season 1 on Hulu. It's an incredible show about a doctor who loses the last 8 years of her life through a car accident, like loses her memory, and just to like relearn the last 8 years and try to figure out like what happened in those 8 years. And really good show. Highly recommend. I've also been watching The Equalizer, which stars Queen Latifah. Love that woman. And I finished season 2 and I started season 3. And then, of course, Stranger Things Season 5 Part 1 aired just a couple days ago, and I already finished that. It was really good. I'm really excited. If you've never watched Stranger Things, it's on Netflix. And Part 2 is going to be around Christmas, and then at the end of the year, like December 31st, we get the finale, which is like a 2-hour finale. So I'm really excited. For movies, I watched the new How to Train Your Dragon, the live action movie. I enjoyed it a lot more than I really thought I was. And then I watched the new Fantastic Four movie, which was pretty good. And then I watched the original Fantastic Four movie. And I forgot, I also ended up watching Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer, and I forgot to put that in there. And that wasn't terrible. I watched Last Holiday, which I've seen before, which stars Queen Latifah. I'm on a Queen Latifah kick. And then last night I actually watched Just Right, which also stars Queen Latifah, and it was pretty good. If you ever want to keep up with the TV shows and movies that I'm watching, I do have a TikTok channel called Watch with Vero. I'll link it down below if I remember, but I basically talk about the TV shows and movies that I'm watching and just kind of show like fun like scenes that I like and stuff. So if you ever want to check those out, you can follow me there. Then for books, we read Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, which was so good. Oh my gosh. If you're a Hunger Games fan, I liked it a lot more than Songbirds and Snakes. I really didn't like that one. I didn't like the movie either, but I really liked this book. It was really good. I couldn't put it down. It was so good. I'm really excited for the movie and I hope the movie's good, but it looks pretty good. And then I also listened to Cold Hearted by Leah Stone and Julie Hall. This was actually pretty good too, and it's considered an HEA, which is a happily ever after. So there's like 4 or 5 books. It's basically about a princess who from the summer court, who has to go to this like fairy world, and she has to cut the heart of the like lord, and then she takes the heart back to her people, and it basically powers their world and like the universe and stuff for another 100 years. So that has to be done every 100 years. So she's like a trained assassin, but she's a princess. And each book covers different princesses. So like this one's summer, there's like a spring. So I'm going to definitely read the other ones. I ended up enjoying this a lot more than I thought I would. I think I got it during like an Audible sale. But I was cleaning and I finished cleaning while I was listening to the book, and I was literally just sitting in bed listening to it because I wanted to know what was going to happen. Even though I was done cleaning, it was really good. So highly recommend. For low points, I didn't really put anything because there wasn't really anything that happened this month that was, made me sad or anything. But for high points, we had pretty good high points. We had Thanksgiving with family, which I actually had today on Friday. I got a new vlog camera. I got the Sony ZV-E1 and a new lens, which the lens actually arrived today. And there is an unboxing of the camera on my shorts if you want to look at it. And then I also got invited to join the Twitch Women's Guild, which I'm really excited about as well. I guess in terms of like goals or anything for December, I definitely need to read a lot of books to catch up to 30 books. So I'm going to try to do that. I also bought a new journal to kind of like write down YouTube ideas. So I want to set that up in the month of December. But apart from that, I don't really have anything major. So now we're going to go into our budget for December. I definitely went over budget on a bunch of things because I was spending a lot more money on gifts. Plus I bought myself a new camera. I bought myself a new lens. That was like my birthday Christmas gift to myself because my birthday's in January. And, obviously Christmas is in December. So I definitely went a little overboard. But that's okay. Sometimes we're going to do that and that's all right. So we're going to go over everything. For rent, my budget was $1,850. My rent ended up being $1,826. That does fluctuate because I do, I have like monthly rent, but then I pay also for like water. So that can sometimes fluctuate depending on my water usage, of course. And my rent will actually go up next month because I signed a new lease and unfortunately went up for like $50. So that's kind of suck, but hopefully this is our last year living in this house and we can buy a house. So fingers crossed. For lawn care, I budgeted $56 because I only had them mow once because it has been warm here. I live in Florida and it's been warm, so they did need to mow at least once. So that's okay. For security system, I budgeted $45. It was $45. For gas and electric, I budgeted $130 and ended up being $128. I did have to run the AC a little bit over this last month because it has been some days where it's been hot, but today and yesterday it's been cool. So I'm hoping it stays like that. For internet, I budgeted $50 and I spent $40. I do work from home and I have an amazing job that pays for part of my internet bill. So that's why it was only $40 out of my pocket. For phone, I budgeted $110. It was $107. For car insurance, I did pay a little bit more than I normally do. My car insurance is about $75 a month. I budgeted $135 and I paid $134 because the car insurance that I have also has a yearly membership. So I had to pay for the yearly membership as well as my actual car insurance. So that's why. Groceries, I budgeted $600. I spent $798. I did get HelloFresh this month, and I think this already took out the money for Marley Spoon, which I'm not getting until next week, but I went ahead and just charged for it. So that's okay. For takeout and delivery, my goal was $150, and I only spent $65. And I definitely did order out this month. What I ended up doing is I cashed in my credit card points and got a DoorDash gift card for like $100, and I just basically used that when I wanted to order food. And if I didn't have anything left, I didn't. I tried not to order anything, and I think that worked quite well. For coffee, I budgeted $25. I spent $24. I ended up getting coffee one day with a friend, and I paid for her coffee. For entertainment, my budget was $15. I spent $5. I bought the Just Right movie yesterday, and that was $5. It was like $4.99, so with like tax and everything, it was about $5. For makeup and skincare, I did budget $100 and I spent $265. I did buy makeup and skincare items from Ulta as well as ColourPop because they had some Black Friday sales, and there's been some like makeup and skincare items that I wanted to try. So I did splurge a little bit there. For shopping, my budget was $800 and I spent $1970, which is a lot of money. Like I said, I think that's the lens that I purchased. I bought a vacuum cleaner that I'm actually going to return. I got like a vacuum mop thing for like $200 that I was really excited for, but I realized it wasn't cordless. So we're going to return that because I need cordless. It's a lot easier with a dog. I bought some gifts for my mom. I bought some gifts for my friend. I bought a bunch of things that I normally wouldn't buy. And we definitely spent a little bit more than we normally do. And that's okay. For subscriptions, my budget was $250 and I spent $175, which I'm very happy with. For Piper, her budget was $400 and I spent $266. She didn't go to daycare as much this month. She did, I did have to buy her medication this month, but her insurance paid for majority of it. So I think the bill was like $63 and they covered like $57 or something. So that was nice. So I didn't spend too much on Piper because she didn't need like food or anything. For gaming, I had a budget of $25 and I spent $40, so I'm $15 over budget. But some of that I'm going to claim through work because, again, I work for an amazing company called Discord, and we do have a fund that we can use every quarter for wellness and like gaming and stuff. And I did buy a couple games and I just haven't claimed them yet. So that's why it's negative 15. For content creation, I went over by $688. The budget was $50. That is from the camera. I think I kept the lens under shopping, either kept the lens under shopping or the camera under content creation. One's under one and then one's under the other. I am doing monthly payments for both of those, but I still did have to pay like $300-$400 out of pocket for them to ship it. So shout out to Amazon monthly payments. For gifts, I did add some of the gifts under here. So I had a budget of $75 and I ended up spending $225 because I did buy some things I normally don't buy. For miscellaneous, I had a budget of $650 and I spent $469. I had to pay for a doctor's appointment, which was $118 out of pocket for a doctor to just renew my prescription. I also am on a GLP-1 and I unfortunately pay for that out of pocket, but that ended up being $349 instead of $499 this month. And then I used $200 for my HSA card, so that kind of helped. Credit card payment is always going to say $1 and it's always going to say $0 because I pay off. I use my credit card for pretty much everything just to build up points, and then I just pay it off every month. So there we go. For the down payment, my goal was $1,000, but I only ended up saving $500 because I knew I was going to be spending a lot more money on gifts and stuff this month. So I only put $545 in savings, but we're going to make up for it in December because I am cat and dog sitting for someone. So I'll probably use all that money and just throw it in my savings when I get paid from that. So that'll be nice. Now let's go over our budget for December. So rent, we can keep the same at $1,850. Lawn care, we can put at $0 because I'm not going to do any lawn care this month. Security system can still be the same. Gas and electric, I think I'll keep it at $130. It might be a little bit less, but I think we'll be okay. Internet, phone, and car insurance. Car insurance I can put back down to $75 because the monthly average is $75. Groceries, I'm going to try and keep it $600, but maybe we need to be more realistic. For takeout and delivery, I'm going to keep it at $150. For coffee, we'll keep it $25. I think that's fine. Entertainment, we'll keep it $15. I don't anticipate spending money on makeup and skincare, so I think I'm going to lower that to $75. Shopping, we'll keep it $800. Shopping is basically just anything doesn't have a category. So like things for the house, things for me, just whatever, clothes, fun items that I want, just stuff like that. Subscriptions is basically anything I'm subscribed to, like Netflix, etc. We'll keep it at $250, even though it was a little bit less last month. Piper we'll keep at $400. Well, actually Piper we could probably lower. I'm gonna do $300 because she probably will go to a daycare a couple times, but she's gonna go cat and dog sitting with me, so that'll be fun. Gaming we'll keep at $25, even though I don't expect to spend anything. Content creation's $50. I do have gas hidden. I think I will end up having to buy gas when I pet sit. So we'll do $45 for that because I will have to buy gas before I go over there because it's about like an hour and a half away. For gifts, we'll keep it $75 because I think I've pretty much bought everything for gifts. For miscellaneous, I think we'll keep it $650. I'm hoping my GLP-1 will still be pretty low this month, but we'll see. For credit card payment, we'll keep at $1. And down payment, we'll keep at $1,000 to put into my savings because I think with my paychecks as well as getting a little bit of money from pet sitting for somebody, we should be able to do that. No problem. But that is it. So that was the month of November. I can't believe it's already December. And I do plan on using Monarch money next year. That's what I use to budget with. I'm not sponsored, but I have a referral link down below if you want to get $50 off. I think they're also doing a Black Friday sale. I don't know if it'll still be on sale by the time I post this video on Monday, or Sunday. But if it is, I guess this video will be live on Monday. Just kidding. So I don't know if it's still on sale when you're watching this on Monday. So just keep an eye out for deals. But I found I liked using that instead of a spreadsheet because I don't have to actually update anything and it updates it for me. So I'm definitely going to be using it next year. So I'm excited. But like I said, I do want to try and really read more books in December. I'm going to definitely bring my Kindle with me when I pet sit so I can get some reading done. Because honestly, all the animals and I will probably just be chilling and watching movies. So that'll be nice. And I definitely need to put more money in my savings because I didn't put as much as I have been this month. That's because I bought a lot more and that's okay. And I think that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoy this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you haven't already and subscribe. There'll be one last budget/recap video for December, and then I will not be doing these in 2026. I feel like they just don't really help my channel that much, even though they're kind of fun to do. So I think I'm going to do like short form versions of these moving forward, but not every month, maybe like every other, just every once in a while. But I think I really just want to focus on vlogging on this channel and doing some short form content. And So, but I still wanted to finish out the budget videos for the year because, you know, we started them in January. So I want to see them through to the entire year. So I'm going to go play some Apex Legends. If you're into gaming, twitch.tv/VeroIcone. I also stream on VeroIcone on YouTube. And I'll see you all next time. Subscribe, comment, and like this video. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.